Hello, welcome to Soulprint Insights. Before I get started, I have to say the response to this channel has just simply blown me away. It has been remarkable. I am so grateful for every one of my subscribers and viewers. I feel that this is a really important channel, sharing some important information. And so the fact that it is growing as quickly as it is very, very rewarding for me. And I thank each and every one of you for the part you have played in that. So thank you. I thought today that we would take a look at protecting yourself. And I have two kind of favorites that I use when I feel that it is sort of necessary to either protect myself physically or my environment physically. And the nice thing about this is you can actually create or use the one to protect the environment. You can actually use that in a whole bunch of different scenarios. So I can send that to somebody else. I can send that protection to somebody else. The other one that I'm going to show you is really more about standing in your power and creating your own really almost impenetrable protection. So this is why protection is so important. If you are not protected, particularly if you are sensitive, if your third eye is opened, if you are in any sort of a weakened sort of position, like either maybe you're, just fatigued, maybe you're physically suffering, you're in pain, you're ill. If you are emotionally in kind of a sad or a helpless place, all those things and probably 100,000 more can put you in a position where you are actually vulnerable to other energy coming to you and attacking you or attaching to you. And then what happens then is you kind of almost spiral into a worse situation, because sort of like it's like a vampiring of energy, right? So if somebody has attached themselves to you, you are having your own life energies kind of drained from them. And as time goes on, we'll get into sort of some of the ways that you can detach, and get them out of your world or your experience. But for right now, I want to just deal with like protection. It is really, really important. And you can use protections in all kinds of ways. You can use protections if you are going into an environment that you feel is going to be stressful or hostile. You can use protection if you're sensitive and you are going into a crowded environment, a mall or a county fair or something like that, just where there's going to be like a lot of people around you and you just feel like you need to be sort of buffered from kind of all of the emotions that are bouncing out there energetically. If you are really, really sensitive and you are going into those kinds of areas, I of course recommend that you just shut down your third eye, because that in and of itself will sort of help deflect. Okay. Now, this is my favorite quick way to protect myself. And then I'll get on to the other two. But this one is just my favorite because it's so easy. Usually what you're needing to protect is your heart chakra. And so the easiest way I have found to protect myself in situations where I just feel I need some protection is literally this. Now, you can make this look very defensive, or you can just make it look cuddly and kind of like you're just really absorbed in what's going on. So, but what it does is it creates this incredible sense of protection, depending on your body type, not only for your solar plexus, but for your heart and even to some extent for your throat chakra. So remember that that's it. That's all you have to do is just say, I need protection, or I want protection, or I am protected. And it is as simple as that, and it is done. Okay. Now, to protect property, you can there's sort of two favorite ways that I do it. One is I simply call on Archangel Michael and I ask that his angels of protection come to me and that they sit on the four corners of my property. They sit on the four corners of my house. And if I'm having particular trouble sleeping, or if I'm really concerned about somebody else within the family, I will ask that the four corners of their bedroom, when they're at rest and, possibly more vulnerable, that those angels also sit in the four corners of that room and watch over and create protection. I tend to, when I'm using that method, I tend to reinforce it on a daily basis. I just think that sometimes it's very helpful to repeat the requests, not really so much that they need to be repeated, but for two reasons. One, it keeps you mindful of what it is you're doing and asking. And the other one is that you are showing the gratitude and appreciation for the protection that you are receiving. So that's just sort of, a more standard protection, I would say. Now, if for some reason that you are feeling that you need to kind of ramp up the protection, maybe you feel like there's a lot of negative energy coming at you, or you seem to be sort of attracting people that you kind of really just don't want attracting to you and your property. This is more about an area where you want to keep protected. So what you do is you build a wall of ice. And so I'm going to use the example of two neighbors. So two properties sitting side by side. And you're here and your neighbor is there, and that neighbor is just giving you no end of trouble. They're rude to you, they're aggressive. You just don't like their energy and you don't feel comfortable around them. What you're going to do is you're just going to literally build a wall of ice. I like to use nice blocks of ice, sort of like, the big cement blocks that you would use in the foundation of a property, perhaps. A clear, strong ice. And you just build it in your mind and you create a wall that blocks. And if you are very concerned within that, you can actually create a halo effect, like a dome effect, so that everything of yours is encapsulated in this ice and the other energies cannot get through. So that is also a real favorite of mine. Particularly if I'm sending energy to somebody I'm concerned about, or I'm really trying to block kind of some darker, heavier energy coming at me, especially if I know the source, right? The blocks of ice work really, really good. And as you're doing that, of course, you're setting the intention that this person, this energy, this situation cannot penetrate into your dome of ice. You have maximum protection. So those are two of my, I guess sort of three of my favorites, right? There's this one. There is the ice, and there is Archangel Michael's angels of protection sitting on the four corners. Now, this next thing that I'm going to share with you is something that I actually think that almost everybody should do and should have in place, but most particularly if you are feeling really vulnerable, if you are feeling really attacked, if you are feeling as if people are draining your energy or taking advantage of you, this is a really, really good process to use. I call it the pyramid. And I am going to talk you through creating this, but again, I caution you that if you are driving, if you are, at the stove cooking, if you are doing anything that requires your focus and your attention, please put this on pause and come back to me when it is safe. This is almost a form of a very, very light meditation that you're going to go into, and you want to make sure that you are in a calm, quiet environment. Okay. Oh, the other thing before I forget, whenever you're doing a meditation, guided or otherwise, it's always a really, really good idea to set the intention that loud sounds, loud, unexpected sounds will have no impact on you. They will not affect you. So that literally if you're in the middle of a meditation and somebody comes in the door and they're really loud and a door gets slammed, you're not going to like startle and jump, right? You'll hear it, but it won't, there sort of won't be that real visceral reaction to it, okay? So again, if you are in a quiet space and if you are in a space and a place where you can take 5 minutes to just sort of do this process, then terrific. If not, please pause and come back to me. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to, once again, utilize that box or that square breathing, okay? So for those of you who may have missed it, you breathe in and you consciously count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, whatever number it is that you can comfortably breathe in, full breath in during that period of time. It could be 4 seconds, it could be 8 seconds, whatever is yours, and it's terrific. Then you're going to, so that's one corner to the next corner of the square. Then from that corner to the next corner, you are going to exhale and you are going to try to take the same number of seconds. So if it took you 5 seconds to inhale, you're going to try to take 5 seconds to exhale. And then from that corner to the next, you're going to inhale again and then exhale again. And you now find yourself that you're literally breathing in a box format, and it's incredibly relaxing. It tends to get you centered very, very quickly. Okay, so here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So, I want you to picture yourself standing in a triangle, okay? And for those of you who are not good with visualization, but perhaps feel sensations or receive impressions any other way, just pay attention to what you're receiving, okay? So you're going to see yourself standing on a triangle. Okay, and the base of that triangle feels very, very solid and very, very secure. You can create that base of cement. My personal favorite is black marble. So I'm standing on black marble because the color black resonates to literally the chakras at the bottom of your feet that attach you to the ground. So you're now standing in a triangle. You can see yourself standing in this triangle. And along the edges of the triangle, you are now going to notice that there are powerful, powerful beams of light that are rising from the bottom and going up and creating a pyramid shape. So you are now encased in a light-filled, pyramid-shaped protection. So as those lights continue to go up and they now form, you can see actually that you're kind of standing inside of a pyramid. The first wave of relaxation is going to hit you, and you're just already going to start feeling safer and a little bit more secure and a little bit more calm. Now, with your mind's eye, you are going to build another wall that follows the same shape as the lights it's an iridescent. If it's white with very, very soft colors in it. So mother of pearl, that look, opals, that kind of look. You're going to build a wall that is made of those colors. And if you can't quite bring that to mind, just bring pure white to mind. Okay, so you now are standing in a pyramid. You have a wall of lights going up, and now you have walls of this opal-like color. Okay? You are now going to encase the pyramid you stand in with titanium. So you can actually see, you know, that sort of dull silver color of titanium. And that has now enclosed your pyramid of protection. I want you to look down at the floor where your feet are in that triangle, and you will notice that the triangle has gone from black to just brilliant, brilliant light. And you can feel the heat and the warmth and the love of that light moving from literally the ground up, encasing you, covering you, and completely enveloping you so you are protected. So now you are standing on a brilliant, brilliant triangle of amazing, incredible white lights. You have a wall around you that is beams of brilliant light. You have a wall around that is that mother of pearl kind of energy or look, or it is just pure white. And outside of that wall, there is now this titanium enclosure that is completely protecting you. If you have done this experience with me in real time, or when you are doing it, once you have all of those pieces in place, you're going to just set the intention that you are completely safe, you are protected, and negative or lower energies, they cannot penetrate. So you are completely safe and secure within your pyramid. And you're going to set the intention that no lower energies can come into you, but that your pyramid moves easily and comfortably with you. Wow, how did I know to set the intention about sharp, sudden, loud noises? I apologize. Okay, so you are now encapsulated in this thing. You have set the intentions that is completely mobile and flexible for you, surrounding you as it surrounds you, but everything else can't penetrate unless it literally is coming to you in its highest energy form, and it is coming to you with love and light. And if you have completed this exercise, you can now just simply open your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, open your eyes, and you're going to sort of be back to normal and focus. This didn't take you really far away as much as it just created an environment where you could create what was needed. Okay, so this is my video on protection. So you have a way to protect yourself physically from really high intensity situations. You have a way to protect yourself when it's just sort of the run-of-the-mill kind of day-to-day protections that you might feel you need or want. And you have ways to protect your property. So I hope that everybody has found this helpful. I hope that you are able to use these suggestions and that you feel the difference in the energies that are around you. Again, I want to just take a moment to thank you for the amazing, unbelievable, incredible support that you have offered me for this new channel. I am just unbelievably grateful, and I thank you really sincerely. Okay, so until next time, stand in your light, stand in your power. Bye for now.